I've always been someone who enjoys the morning time if I can take them slowly, but I have truly hesitated calling myself a morning person because I have never really been a fan of jumping up and being productive in the early hours of the morning. For the last 6 months though, I have deliberately worked at curating a morning routine that really balances slowness and productivity, and it truly works for me and my priorities and has been life-changing. Using my Hatch alarm clock helps me to wake up more naturally and has truly been a game changer for getting out of bed in the early mornings, especially when it's still dark outside. I like to set on my workout clothes the night before just to make things easier for myself in the morning. I've really been loving this orange Lululemon tank and brown leggings combination for fall because it really helps me embody the season since I live in a warmer climate. Once I'm dressed and have brushed my teeth and put contacts in, I will head downstairs for a quick bite and boost before heading out the door. My favorite way to start the day is by going to a 6:30 a.m. F45 class. It helps wake my brain and my body up and gives me time to really work hard and challenge myself and just be unplugged for the first part of my morning. One of the biggest things that has transformed me being able to wake up early, whether that's at 5 or close to 6 o'clock, is having my breakfast already made so that I don't have to take the time to do that because it helps me maximize my sleep in the morning. My light is glitching. And then just having something to look forward to, whether that is the breakfast itself or maybe there's a certain drink that you really like to drink in the mornings that just kind of the thought of it helps you jump out of bed a little bit easier. I absolutely love these date bites so much. I know I've shared about them a ton. I usually will meal prep them at the beginning of the week, and then I have one or two, depending on how hungry I am in the morning, before I go to a workout. And they are so yummy. They kind of just remind me of like cookie dough in a way, but obviously not anywhere near as sweet, and it's not cookie dough. So when I say that, don't get mad at me if you make them and they don't taste like cookie dough to you. They just kind of remind me of cookie dough. I eat one of these, and then I have a little Alani Nu energy drink. The Witch's Brew is my favorite right now because of it being fall, but they sent me a bunch of the minis, and the minis are perfect because I'll know if you've been watching that I normally drink half of a full-size one and leave the other half in the fridge for the next day. So them coming out with minis just totally changed my life. This is the cherry slush, and I'm gonna eat one of these and then we're gonna head out the door. But it seriously helps so much just already having it prepared and having a little like energy drink to look forward to. I genuinely get excited to like eat one of these in the morning before going to work out. And I know I could eat them even if I wasn't going to work out, and I do, but something about the whole procedure of getting out of bed and then having one of these almost right away and then going to a workout class, it's just top notch. I've been making more of an effort to set the vibe when I get home from working out because I find that if I take the time to do this in the mornings, I'm much more likely to actually be slow and intentional with the rest of my morning time and not rush into things. This usually looks like opening up the blinds, lighting seasonal candles, turning on lamps for softer lighting, and shuffling a playlist on our HomePod that really sets the mood. I made this Fall Feels playlist a few years ago, and it's definitely a go-to for my cozy mornings. And I always make a protein smoothie when I get home from my workout, and I really like to eat a true breakfast later in the middle of the morning, but I've been obsessed with making a smoothie out of fresh orange juice, ice, and vanilla organ protein blended together for a while now. We don't usually make the bed right away, and we like to let the sheets just kind of air out, especially since we're usually in a rush to get to our workouts in the morning. And I also like to open up the shutters, but honestly, a lot of mornings I forget to do this because they really don't let that much light in anyways, but anything will do. I usually take a really quick body shower in the mornings just because I have a whole head of curly hair, so it is hard for me to wash my hair in the mornings, but I typically do so once a week. But this particular morning, I was just taking a body shower, and these are just some of the products that I've really been loving in my shower routine lately. It is now time for me to do some skincare now that I've showered and I'm all lotioned up. I have my hands freshly washed because I'm just a weirdo about touching anything or using any other products. Like if I've just put product in my hair or lotion on my body, I need to start with touching my face with like clean hands. Starting out with gua sha. I use bio oil to gua sha. You need some sort of oil on your face that doesn't dry up super quickly in order to do it. And I just kind of put it all over my face and on my neck. And honestly, I just do what I have seen on TikTok for my gua sha routine. It's really nothing crazy. And I mean, yes, part of it is to try and even out my face because my face is super uneven because I've been a side sleeper like on this side for like my whole life, but also because it honestly just feels really relieving and good. And I kind of try to lightly massage this area to open up, I guess, the lymphatic drainage system. I don't know, I'm not an expert. And then right behind my ears as well. And I figured as I do my skincare, I can talk to y'all a little bit about some things that have helped me get into this morning routine. So I think, as I briefly mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have been working on just really fine-tuning my morning routine since honestly April or May. Just using this curved side and going along sort of like this part of my neck on both sides, and I do about 10 times per spot. But yeah, it's been since May and it's been a work in progress, and really the whole point this summer, I really wanted to get my morning routine down and become more of a morning person because I knew it would be a lot easier to try and get in that routine with it being lighter outside earlier. So, you know, the sun was rising at like 6:15. So I was going to 6:30 workout classes, and it was a lot easier for me to go when the sun was already up. Whereas in the fall and winter, it's a lot harder to get yourself into a early morning routine when it's still dark outside. Does that mean it's impossible and you shouldn't try? Absolutely not, but it does mean it might be a little bit harder. So my goal with that was to really just get in the habit before the fall and winter. And I just wanted to go ahead and already be in that routine because busy season for me at work is kind of like January to mid-May with like a few little lulls in between for like a week or so. And then I'm kind of relatively normal in June and then some of July. But then late August to like mid-October is busy season again. I'm on my very tail end of busy season right now, thankfully. So I knew that I just wanted to have this routine down pat before my busy season really kicked in for the fall. I think having a Hatch alarm clock helps so much because it mimics the sunrise, and I have noticed that like typically my Hatch, it's faced away like or into the room, so it's not facing me on my nightstand. But if you turn the alarm clock to face you, you will seriously like really notice the difference with it because the light is like in your face kind of if it's facing you in bed. I think another thing that's so big with getting up early is you have to give yourself time to get used to it. I don't want to say I'm not a morning person because honestly I kind of am. Like I'm able to do what I do with getting up early pretty easily. I've never been somebody who's able to like sleep in super late, but I'm also somebody that like gets a second wind late at night and can like once it hits a certain time, you know, I'm good to go. But I will say as I get older, I'm just kind of definitely ebbing more on the side of a morning routine person. But it took me a really long time to get in this habit to where I crave it and like just do it by nature and don't even think twice about it. Like I said, I've been working on this since May, but I promise you if you give yourself 3 weeks of just being consistent with it, and that doesn't mean every single day, no days off, that just means start out with 3 days a week, but you'll probably notice that you want to do more days rather than less because it's a lot harder to have an inconsistent sleep routine. Going to bed and waking up at the same time within like 30 minutes in like a 30-minute window is so important. I just washed my gua sha with Dove soap in my shower, so I'm gonna do that really quickly and then rinse this oil off. And going in with my Good Molecules hyaluronic acid. Truly do have to sort of just be on a routine with waking up and going to bed within the same 30-minute window. I find that it makes it so much easier. Like I'm personally so much more tired if one day of the week I wake up at a different time than usual or go to bed way later than usual or even way earlier than usual. So keeping a consistency with that is super important, but starting out I recommend just giving it like 3 or 4 days a week doing it and focusing it during the work week obviously, and then just building up to every single day. Each week you can add one more day or every other week, whatever works best for you. But I promise after 3 weeks, you're going to want to do it every day because you'll just notice you feel so much better once your body is in that routine and on a clock. You're just gonna be so much more tired if you don't have a routine at the end of the day, because your body's just constantly in this limbo of like, is this what we're doing? Is this not what we're doing? And then using my COSRX Advanced Nail 96 Mucin Power Essence. Y'all know I've been using this since literally 2020. Gone through countless bottles of it, but honestly, it lasts a pretty long time. And I also want to just emphasize the power of waking up 3 hours before you have to start your day. I typically start work between 8 and 8:40. I don't like to get on at 9 because I'd rather get off earlier if I can, but during busy season, that's kind of thrown out the window because I get off whenever I'm able to kind of and get on earlier usually. Like I'm just coming off of a 2-week period where I was actually going to the gym at 5:30 instead of 6:30 and waking up at 5, and then I was going to bed a little bit earlier. But that's because I was having to start work at 7:45, so I had to adjust accordingly. But now I'm back to my 6:30, so it's kind of crazy because it's almost like I've been able to sleep in the last few days. I'm gonna let this dry a little bit before I put on my moisturizer. Seriously, giving yourself those 3 hours in the morning, I don't know what it is, but it's like uninterrupted you time. Fill it however you wish, but I cannot emphasize how life-changing it is to get in the routine of working out or getting movement in the morning. My brain works a bajillion trillion times better during the day when I work out in the morning. And no matter how much coffee or caffeine I have in the morning, it does not help that sort of brain fog feeling you feel during the day as your brain's kind of waking up with you. Because if you're waking up right before you have to start work and just kind of getting on the computer pretty soon after you wake up, your brain hasn't really had time to wake up. But when you're waking up like 2 or 3 hours before the day starts for you, and especially when you're adding in movement, your brain is awake. You've got endorphins flowing from the moment you sit down. So I'm so much more productive. I find that I'm like smarter. I don't want to say I'm smarter, but you know what I mean? I'm able to just think a lot more clearly and make decisions more easily, and I'm able to, I feel like I just don't spin my wheels as much. This is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. I love this stuff. My skin's been very dry lately, so I've been lathering on this stuff like it's my job. It's truly just life-changing because I find that at the end of the day, you're just so worn down. No matter how much sleep you got, no matter how easy of a day you had, you're gonna be exhausted. So I can't really count on myself to make it to the gym or get things done or just give myself some proper me time. I feel like my evenings are kind of just for rotting on the couch and wrapping up any loose ends I need to, or cleaning up the house, cooking dinner, whatever. So having the morning to have a slow morning, sip my coffee slowly, watch a YouTube video if it's a really slow morning, work on wedding planning stuff or YouTube stuff that I need to work on before work, or even if I'm truly just having a slow morning after I've worked out and enjoying the vibes. It makes my baseline mood for the day so much higher than it would be if I didn't give myself that time in the morning and if I didn't take the time to work out in the morning. I've just never been as disciplined as I am now. Thanks to waking up earlier, I get so much more done. I am so much more efficient and I just have so much more energy. It's actually wild because it seems kind of counterintuitive. But I'll get off my soapbox because I've been chatting for a minute and I need some coffee. For the outfit today, I'm throwing on this Skims long sleeve boyfriend tee. Y'all know I've had the 2 of these shirts for a while, and once it's cool enough in Houston, I quite literally wear them both every single week because they're the comfiest things ever, whether you're working from home or you just need like an everyday basic t-shirt that you can layer. They have short sleeves too, which I really need to get a short sleeve one. I just love the fit of it. It's so comfy. I'm wearing a medium. And I'm wearing my Splits 59 Raquel yoga pants. I've literally had these since my sophomore or junior year of college. There's a better look at them. They're kind of just like a little flare and so cute and flattering. And like I said, I've had them since my sophomore or junior year of college, and they truly are just the best. And I'm wearing some little Amazon slippers. Can't forget a little fall scent. I take my morning coffee very seriously, and I've been doing this combination that I think is truly unmatched. It is honestly something I prefer over getting coffee out most of the time, but I just brew a Bianco Doppio Nespresso Vertua Plus pod directly into a blender bottle, and then I'll add a splash of the Planet Oat vanilla oat milk and add a splash of the Chobani pumpkin spice creamer. And I found that filling the liquid to the 200 milliliter mark on the blender bottle is the sweet spot. And then I'll add lots of ice cubes and some pumpkin pie spice and shake it all up and pour it into a festive cup, which is such a mood booster during the holidays. And this one's from Anthropologie, and they have some Christmas ones out right now that I also
love. And I'd say most mornings during the week I have to either edit content, take care of some brand deals, or work on wedding planning. But I like to knock out anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour of this depending on the day, just so that I can free up some time in my evenings to relax and unwind. Some mornings I'll choose to just read instead if I don't have anything pressing that needs taken care of. Depending on whether or not it's busy season, I'll usually log on to work somewhere between 8 and 8:45. While my computer starts up, I like to practice gratitude and cultivate spiritual rest and peace with my 5-minute journal and 100 Days to Believing Bigger devotional. While I may not be the best at doing this every single day, I notice that on the days I take 5 minutes to do it, I tend to have a better day, and overall I'm in a much better mood.
That concludes my fall morning routine, which really it's been my morning routine for longer than fall, but I just love the vibes of fall, and I truly think that I am a lot more intentional with taking things slowly in fall. And a lot of that just has to do with the nature of my job and being able to slow down a little bit once mid-October hits. I really wanted to film this morning routine when I had a bit more of a balance going on. As to be completely honest, the last month and a half, my mornings have been everything you've seen, but none of the restful and slow stuff. In place of that, it's usually working on YouTube stuff, finishing up editing, doing some wedding planning things, responding to YouTube related emails, or it's just quite literally starting work so early. So I wanted to do this when I have more of a balance. So it's nice to show y'all what my routine looks like in the fall when things are a little bit more in balance. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I also have a podcast, if you did not know. It is called In Bloom Podcast, and it's available everywhere you listen. So definitely check that out as well if you're really into this kind of content in more verbal form, with self-improvement and self-help and everything, but also some lighthearted episodes here and there. And be sure to subscribe if you aren't already. It really means the world. And I will leave everything I am wearing, talked about, used, etc. in the links in the description box if you want to check any of that out. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss an upload, and turn on post notifications as well so you get notified when I upload. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and follow me on my social media link down below so you can keep up with me in real time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.